Welcome to Rearview Review. I am your host DyesecT, and to start things off great, I've got my own personal car, and we're going to review today the 2011 Audi S5 Coupe. Now this is the 4.2 liter, pushing around 354 horsepower, about 325 foot-pounds of torque. Not bad if you think about it, also having the all-wheel drive quattro system. Now it is a pretty good bang for your buck when it comes to luxury coupes, but you definitely do have your contenders out there. But today we'll take a further look into this Audi S5. Let's check out the inside, guys. Well, now we're in the inside. I'm gonna go a quick overview of it. There's a lot of quirks of this car on the inside that is good and bad at the same time, but for some reason the bad stuff makes me like this car even more. Perfect example, the sunroof. I don't understand, when you open the sunroof, it only pops out. It does not go back, and I understand why they did that, because it has the shark tail antenna up top, so it doesn't want to hit the shark tail antenna. But why do that? Why would you even invent the design like that? You know, there's other cars that you can put the sunroof in the inside of it, that way it's not sticking out all the way, but I leave it to Audi to design something like that. Even though it's a bad design, I still love it. As you see the inside, we still have the three main piece setup, where your center console here, you got your MMI system up top, and then your regular gauges and RPM. So on the left side you have your RPMs, on the right side you have your speedometer, and then in the middle you'll have your info settings, where you can see your miles per hour, your miles per gallon that you're getting at the time. Also, when the navigation's up, you can also see what gives you kind of like a short description of like where to turn. It also has this cool little system on the right side. When you look at it, it'll tell you in blocks how much farther you have in order to turn into a certain, let's say, right corner or something like that. It'll go down in blocks. That way you get the approximate timing of when you're going to actually turn, instead of just looking at the map and just guessing and then turn at the wrong place anyways, because that happens to me all the time. Now here you have your start button, your electronic parking, your navigation button, your info button, your car and your setup button, and on the right side you'll have your radio, the media, the name, and the telephone, as well as the return and seek forward, seek backwards. In the middle you'll also have a joystick option, where this is kind of how you can tell whether or not you have the 3G Plus or just a regular 2G MMI system. Now the way to test to see if you have a 3G Plus system is you'll have this joystick as well as two SD readers on the dash. If you do not have the two SD cards up in the dash, then you probably don't have a 3G Plus. Now a lot of people may ask, well, why does it matter if you got a 3G Plus or a 2G? Well, one main thing is when you have the VATCOM hooked up, it allows you to change a whole lot more settings with the 3G Plus instead of just the 2G. I have yet to use the VATCOM system myself, but it is on the way and it will come. I'll give a video on that as well once it gets here. Other thing, cup holders in this car. I actually like the space where they put the cup holders. The only thing that I do not like is the spring of the cup holders is so freaking strong that after 7 years you would think that they would give way just a tiny bit, but they are still the strongest in the world. The one in the back, to get a little cup in, you really have to force it down in there, because the design is just really stupid. I hate to say it, but it's stupid, you know? You could have flared out the top to make the cups kind of easily sit in, but no, we're just gonna have titanium springs in there and just hold it into place. They're not made out of titanium, I'm just using that as a reference. But the other cup holder, the little bigger one, is actually kind of good, but still same issue. You'll have to force the cups down into it, which I kind of don't like after a while, but you get used to it over time. The other note is this little armrest thing. Okay, I understand the concept, okay? You know, you pull it out and it's kind of great, I guess. You won't have use of the other cup holder in the back, but I guess it's really made for shorter people. But the thing with the inside of this car is, I really don't think this car's design was targeted for smaller people. Reason why I say that is because when I sit down in the driver's seat, my elbow barely hits this leather padding. And even though, you know, hey buddy, just got some random dogs just pop up, that's cool. Other thing with the little leather armrest here is when you lift it up, you can't close it back down. You literally have to lift it all the way back up and close it all the way back down. It can't just partially go up and then go down. You gotta, why build that? I never understood that at all. You know, while you're driving, you're in the middle of the highway going 60 miles per hour and you accidentally lift it just a tad bit, and that is the last thing you want to worry about. But leave it to Audi to have that little bit of quirkiness inside the interior. But besides that, this interior of this car is really what makes Audi Audi. I mean, even though they have little things that doesn't necessarily make sense, not a lot of other companies are really at the level where Audi is with this car, especially in this year, 2011. Now, even now in 2018, there's a lot of cars that I still have trouble competing with this car. Even though the technology may not be as advanced as some of the 2018s, the ergonomics of the inside is definitely one of the best. And also, as you can notice here on the side, the whole thing's just engaging to the driver. It's all driver based, which is what I love. You know, you can really drive this car and it just feels like it's meant for you when you do drive it. I do wish that this was a little bit better and the seats were a little tinier, but I understand you gotta kind of adjust to everybody. But I do realize that, you know, this car may not have been created for the smaller guys like me, and I'm 5'4", weigh about 140-ish pounds or so. So yeah, you might want to be a little bit bigger person. Maybe like the S4 might suit a person like me a little bit better, but there's no other two-door car that I'd rather have. And honestly, and I've taken a look at the BMWs, the 328s, and some of the other cars that are similar and competitors to this model, and I did not find the level of interior to be as high quality as this is. That's kind of one big reason that turned me away from BMW and all the other cars.